WWE Money in the Bank. Kevin Beggar at The Beige. Featured columnist June 14, 2018. WWE.com. Change is a constant and inevitable part of WWE. With no off-season, WWE needs to freshen up the product often to keep fans engaged. Most of the time, this comes in the form of heel and face turns, pushing a character into a new place on the card. WWE Money in the Bank 2018 has been built as a huge show for WWE, and one major way to sell the show's impact would be to have a few character changes along the way. The possibilities this card provides are certainly numerous. The men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches include 8 wrestlers all vying for one briefcase. This leaves many story possibilities, plus the case itself is frequently used to set up dramatic heel turns alongside championship victories. The seeds have been planted for numerous potential moves, with wrestlers showing signs that they might be at the end of the current runs. Moreover, there are many performers in desperate need of that change, and it would not be much trouble to push them in a fresh direction. These are the most likely heel and face turns that could come about at Money in the Bank, from a slow burn start for Roode to a vicious betrayal by Natalya. It's pretty easy to see that fans want to cheer Roode Day chants dominate every WWE arena. It is only a matter of time before an attempt is made to fully embrace the Bulgarian Roode as a hero. Could that day be at Money in the Bank? A ladder match is always chaotic, leading to short, tenuous alliances, and it would be easy to have 2 wrestlers clash, setting up a feud. Samoa Joe has no rivals right now, so he and Roode butting heads could be the beginning of Roode's development. If Roode turns face, it is likely Lana follows suit. In fact, she could also be the cause of both performer turning. Lana getting hurt at Money in the Bank and Roode defending her would be a way to softly build the two as a more sympathetic couple. Before long, the pair could easily be chanting along with fans, hopefully still supported by the musical savant of WWE, Aiden English. It would be such an easy transition that a brief hint at Money in the Bank would be all that was needed. Credit WWE.com. It has almost become a cliché at this point to assume Sasha Banks is turning heel. Despite being clearly better suited for the role, Banks has spent years waiting for the trigger to be pulled. Money in the Bank will likely include a heel moment from her, but it may not be her turn. The first few months of 2018 were a prime example of her booking. Her friendship with Bayley has been constantly strained by the boss turning against the hugger at every turn, particularly in major matches. However, it never seems to be enough to push Banks over the edge. At this point, the weight has gone from long-term storytelling to bad stalling tactics. There's easy money on Raw in a Bank versus Bayley feud with the boss as the villain. It is all a matter of time and stakes. If Banks wins the briefcase, she may again have to cheat a friend, this time Becky Lynch as Charlotte Flair. After that, it will be up to when and how the boss decides to cash in. Most have taken the short and easy route to gold, and it would be telling if Banks did the same, perhaps even deciding to ruin the moment over top face like Ronda Rousey or even Bayley. WWE is already pushing its luck by stretching out this heel turn, but it would be all worth it if Bayley won the Raw Women's Championship again, only to have Banks steal it away. The Miz has been peddling the narrative for almost a month now that the New Day will implode. With only one of the 3 getting a spot in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, 2 men will have to watch from backstage. It's a tricky storyline to sell. It would be easy to have the opportunity be the catalyst for New Day's demise. If Big E wins the contract, does he begin to feel entitled and selfish thanks to the new power he has? If Xavier Woods takes the spot and fails, could Big E or Kofi Kingston resent Woods for failing in that spot? The possibilities are endless, and WWE has had no shortage of opportunities to tease these possibilities. Every tag team eventually breaks up. If only one member of the trio turns heel, the tag team division would not even suffer, as the other two could remain a unit. That said, SmackDown Live needs more mid-card singles stars, and New Day have the most potential to take up that spot, with 3 potential stars all overshadowing one another. In particular, Big E has always been seen as a great prospect who needed the right spotlight. While it may not come at Money in the Bank, time is quickly ticking away toward New Day's inevitable change in direction. Natalya has always been a heel in WWE. It's the gimmick that suits her better. Her face runs are usually short and uneventful. While she just recently turned face to ally with Ronda Rousey, the pairing has never been fully developed. It feels as if WWE is just waiting to reveal that Natalya was a heel all along, and her current story with Rousey certainly gives her space for just the turn. In her match with Nia Jax, Natalya was injured, and it would be easy for Natalya to blame Rousey for putting her in that situation. The injury made many question if it was possible that the Queen of Hearts could miss the Money in the Bank ladder match entirely. While she is still booked for the match, her knee injury could cost her the bout. This could lead to resentment that boils over into a major feud for both women. If Natalya manages to overcome her injury and win the case, this could set up the perfect heel turn, as Rousey wins the Raw Women's Championship only to have Natalya turn on her and take the title on the same night. The stories are easy to tell and would set up Natalya in a better spot on Raw than she is currently in, while creating a rivalry that will benefit all involved. Credit WWE.com. Anyone who has followed Bobby Roode's career even just in NXT knows that the Glorious One has always been a better heel than face. Roode was never meant to be a hero in WWE. The only reason he has taken up that role is because his entrance music prompts audience participation. The veteran performer took a long time to get to WWE, following a similar path to AJ Styles, as he made most of his mark in Impact Wrestling. Despite being heralded as a rookie in WWE, he's already 41. There's only so much time left to have Roode at his best. Money in the Bank has always been the perfect moment to help stars come into their own, using the briefcase. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan both took the case and used it to effectively turn heel and raise the status in WWE. If Roode wins the case, the current version of the Glorious One will not cut it. He won't be able to sell himself as a main event star in Mr. Money in the Bank when he's the goofy, flashy good guy. The case should easily bring back the old-school snide heel gimmick that Roode has mastered. Even if Roode doesn't win the case, it is possible that he gets close enough to cause him frustration, setting up a dramatic arc where Roode loses it and brings out his best attributes. Fans could argue that Nia Jax is already a heel. Her actions in recent weeks have been murky, but she still showed compassion and respect toward anyone except Rousey. Often, when a face is booked against a face, one of the two have to take on the more heel persona for a time. It doesn't mean it will stick. Jax's actions at Money in the Bank will truly be the decider for what she does in the future. There are many ways Jax could act that would instantly make fans hate her going forward. An alliance with Stephanie McMahon or an aggressive tantrum thrown after losing the match would set her path. Something will likely get in the way of Rousey winning the Raw Women's Championship. It is too soon for her to be carrying the title. It is just a question of how the booking between these two women will decide the future direction. It is possible someone else cheats Rousey out of his win, and Jax defends Rousey to dispel the tension between them. Honestly, this would be the easier approach to sell given Jax a recently turned face. Turning her heel again feels like lazy writing.